Hey, good morning or afternoon, whatever time it is for you. Willie P here, and we are back. And we're here with another reaction. It's been about a week and a half or maybe 2 weeks since I've done a reaction. So I figured it's about that time. And today we're going to do a reaction to 25 funny differences between Canadians and Americans. Um, Never really thought about it, honestly. I thought we were pretty much similar. I think we have different thought processes because of just historically, United States, how we act. But I don't know. Haven't thought about it, so let's see what's up. I've never seen this and kind of excited to see what it's talking about.
Canada and the US have somewhat of a love hate relationship. It's a sibling rivalry that goes back centuries. So, what exactly are the differences between the two? Today, we're going to take a look at how the longest unprotected border in the world has defined North America. I'm Mike with List 25, and these are 25 funny differences between Canadians and Americans.
Let's say funny differences. I don't know. Yeah, just funny differences.
25.
Wow, I said it earlier.
Canadians tend to trust authority, whereas Americans are suspicious of it. This goes back to the fact that the Canadians remained loyal to the crown, while America showed King George the door. 24.
Makes
Canadians
sense.
bond over hockey. Americans bond over football.
Hey!
In general,
Hey! National Predators. Check that out. Oh!
Canadians also put less emphasis on sports. 23. Canadians spend a lot of time comparing themselves to the US. Americans don't think about Canada very often at all.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I don't ever think about Canada. And it's not that I don't like Canada or Canadians. I mean, America, Americans have been taught from day one to just think about America. If you ask an American about world events, good luck. Not majority of us will be like, I don't know. Hell, most of us don't even know U.S. history. So,
Actually, almost never. I love you, Ken. And all my Canadian friends. This is in jest, dear God. 22. Some parts of Canada sell milk in bags. Bagged milk would be highly suspicious in the US.
now, whoa, beep, time out. We had milked bags when I was in fifth grade and up. Yeah, you had your white milk and chocolate milk in a bag. You got your straw, poked it through the bag, called it good. Nobody thought anything of it. It was weird when you had to get milk for cereal.
I'd totally drink it. Milk's great.
I was gonna
Best
say,
beverage.
you would
Oh,
say-
no,
No,
absolutely.
milk is fantastic.
Milk is the best beverage in the world.
Yes, it is. And it comes in chocolate.
Yeah. I actually don't like chocolate as much.
That's
Whoa.
weird.
I prefer white. I can do it. I prefer. Oh. 21. The US sees itself as a melting pot. That was a good restaurant. While Canada sees itself as a mosaic. The difference is very slight, but basically in the US, there's more mixing and blending between immigrant cultures, while in Canada, immigrants tend to keep more of their language and traditions rather than mix with others. 20. Canadians have more of a tall poppy syndrome, which is a tendency to distrust or discredit anyone who stands out in a prominent position or wealth. In this sense, Canada is a lot more like Europe. Conformity is more encouraged in Canada than in the US. If America does well at anything, it's encouraging innovation and non-conformity. 19.
Yeah.
Canadians love their flag, but Americans seem to love their flag more. Seriously, nobody beats America at flags. You can't beat Canadians at maple syrup, though.
No.
18.
Have y'all had real maple syrup? It is not like that fake processed stuff. It's thinner, but man, it's so good.
Canadians put more emphasis on higher education.
Good.
Actually, Canada puts more emphasis on it than any other country in the world. It leads the OECD, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, with 53% of the population having a college education. The OECD average is 32%. 17. Canadians generally approve of their government. Americans hate and distrust theirs. This boils down to the fact that the Canadians see government as a good thing, while Americans see it as a necessary evil. 16. Americans are more individualistic. This goes back to the Wild West mentality. The very word Canada, on the other hand, is derived from a local Iroquoian word for village. Canadians are more communally minded. 15. Canada's right wing is America's left wing. In the political sense, Canadian politics tend to be more liberal. This doesn't mean that Canada doesn't have conservative politics. It certainly does. The political system is a lot less polarized, however, and doesn't pull to the extremes as much. It has 5 primary political parties. 14. Both Americans and Canadians think they're more free. In Canada, this is due to more progressive policies. In the US, it's due to lack of government policies. 13. Americans are more confrontational. Not necessarily in a bad way, but Canadians are more likely to just hold everything in and let it stew. Or apologize. 12. Canadians pretend Canada has no problems. America pretends the US just has quirks.
No, we haven't.
11. Canadians don't get to experience the joys of Pandora and Spotify due to licensing restrictions.
Oh.
10. Although Canadians do feel quite a bit of connection with their province/city, Americans identify much more with their state than they do with the country as a whole, except for Quebec, Canada's Texas. 9. Canadians talk about the War of 1812 a lot. Americans aren't quite sure what that is. Boston Tea Party, anyone? 8. Canadians are more passive-aggressive. A good example of this would be tribalism and all of its derivatives. While it's more overt in the US, that doesn't mean it's any less in Canada. It just comes out in a more backhanded fashion. 7. Canadians brag about how cold it is, while Americans brag about how warm it is. Unless you live in Minnesota, then you're basically Canadian. 6. Americans are much more polarized on almost everything. But then again, there are more people in just California than all of Canada, so it makes sense that Canadians would be more unified. 5. In the US, talking about American politics is taboo, but in Canada, talking about American politics is a national pastime. 4. Canadians are more likely to take off their shoes in the house. Of course, this depends on location, but in many parts of the US, walking with shoes in the house is acceptable. Maybe it's the cowboy influence. 3. Canadians think Canada is completely different from the US. Americans, on the other hand, don't notice much of a difference between the two countries. As a note, from a European perspective, any differences will seem a bit overstated. 2. Americans have it easier when it comes to shopping online. In Canada, many stores don't offer online shopping, and many of them don't even have a website to begin with. 1. Canada has 2 official languages on a national level, English and French. Americans have no official language on a national level.
Whoa.
Each state decides whether or not to adopt English.
I didn't know that. I thought the national language was English. That's interesting because I feel like we could be English and Spanish. But, huh.
As an official language. Tristan, we should go to Canada one day.
I'd love to.
Let's do it. You want to go now?
Sure.
We got some hockey to watch. Actually, by the time this video comes out, I think the Stanley Cup playoffs will be over.
I don't like hockey anyways.
Go Preds! No, we're gonna go watch hockey. Let's go. To hockey!
Nice. Hey, let me tell you. Oh, wrong one. Ha ha. You know what? That's alright. You didn't want to see me anyways. We'll do this. Hey, that was cool. I got nothing negative to say. It's interesting and it's just cool to see. So with that being said, hey, like, subscribe, hook me up, hook you up. Let's do this. I hope everybody had a great Monday. I had a good Monday. It was long. I'm tired. Still got work shirt on. But the day is just about over and it's time to relax. Be safe. Take care. Later.